Oh, let's build a collar 4x4 van. I'm here today at Urbis Welding. This is my welder that did all the metal work for the truck, the subframe, all that stuff. And we're here to see the progress on what we've been doing to upgrade the truck. What started as small things like replace the fender and fix the pivot on the subframe that we had a little issue with. Now we're doing a lot more. So let me show you what we got going on.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning, my feet, my soul, my arms, my legs, myself, my eggs are all fried. I've got to do my exams today, I read my books, turned up on time, but I haven't revised.
So we removed the battery box was here, the fuel tank was here, and we removed both of those. We're going to put a 4-foot storage box here that'll be the same dimensions as my rear boxes, and inside of that will be a little compartment for the batteries. The rest will be storage over here. The fuel tank is going to go between these rails here, and we'll go from a 47-gallon tank, which is right over there, to a 65-gallon tank situated in between the rails here. It'll raise my center of gravity a little bit, but it'll also be centered on the truck instead of off to the side. Back here, we're going to put a gray tank. That'll give us about 25 gallons of gray capacity, and I'll have a little valve down here to hook up the hose to run it on the ground where I can do that where it's available. Here are the new fenders. Steel tread plate, we got them reinforced here, and they come back and go around my box there. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. This box is moved back, this will be under the stairs, and then the next fender is right there. That'll go over this, and because this angle is the opposite of my last one, this is going to clear this, and we'll be able to tie it in here. And then here we're going to have a big storage box on this side that'll match the one on the other side. These will both be made out of aluminum, and that will fill in this side. So we'll have a bunch more exterior storage here, a bunch more fuel capacity here, and then the gray tank will be stashed out of the way back here. Instead of trying to bolt it on, it'll be between these rails. We just wanted to use more of the space between the rails. We have a lot of space in here, and yeah, you need to be able to get in to maintain certain things, but it just was an awful waste of space. So we're going to use some of that. I'm excited at the progress, and we're going to shave a lot of weight. This thing weighs, that's just the bracket for the tank. It weighs a ton. These are steel. The battery box was 100% steel, bottom and bracket. Solid, but just a huge waste of weight. So we're cutting down a lot of that weight. And I'm excited for all the extra storage. Plus it won't look like a bed on stilts anymore. It'll look all enclosed. I think we're eventually going to have a cover that will lever up and come down to cover all this air equipment, keep it from getting damaged by sunlight or other types of things. So good progress here. I'm excited to get it back, but we can't move it. It's stuck here in the shop until we get that fuel tank hooked up again. In here, the interior remodel has begun. You can see I've got everything taken out of here that I can take out in preparation for the work that's going to be done. The first thing that I did was on our fridge, I built it too tight, so it would only open up about that high when I originally built this. So I took out this whole wall that was 2x2 insulated, and I rebuilt it out of 1/2-inch plywood. There'll be a skin of the 1/8-inch plywood on the outside of this, but that gave me an extra 1.5 inches to slide this out. So now we can open it all the way up. But the next thing I needed to do was we needed some heat back here by the door. The weakest link of our insulation for cold weather is this door. It's just a regular RV door, it has regular RV window. In hindsight, I probably should have got a door without the window, and that can always be done later. But nonetheless, we needed to get more heat back here. I moved this one here, but we have our coats all hanging here now, so that really doesn't get back here. So I cut a channel in the floor underneath the fridge, ran the heat duct back to the toe kick down here. So now I have one heat run goes back here, one's right there, one's in the toe kick there plus the bathroom, and then one is underneath the bed area. And you can now see the holes that I've cut in the underbed area. There will be some more cut here, there, and here. Not over the propane area, but everywhere else we'll have holes too. That lets the heat come up, plus keeps airflow under the mattress, whatnot. So that has been done. Now I got to redo all the cosmetic parts for this. And that's the first thing I tackled in here. I've got some other things. While I was doing the fuel tank problem, I came across this. Let me see that. This is a water gauge. So that's going to mount up here. We'll have a momentary on switch to turn it on, and there'll be a float level gauge I'm going to mount in the water tank, one of the water tanks there. Then you'll be able to come up here, push a button, see how much water you have left. I won't have to look through there or try to find some kind of interface to go from that to this system, which is unnecessary. So for about 50 bucks, I got all the components to have a water level gauge. That should work great, so I'm excited about that. As I've told you before, this wall is going to be cut out from the bed level up, just under the main frame on the sides and above. We're going to add about 16 inches to fill the gap between the box and the truck. What would have been under the bed frame will go straight over for, will be almost a king-size bed then. Underneath that will be outdoor storage. We'll have a door on each end outside to store long things, fishing poles, paddles. I have a big pry bar I want to carry with us for help changing tires. Things like that will be in there. And then this whole upper part, there'll be an angle underneath and up on top. If you've seen Live and Give 4x4, their cab, they have a similar angle on top to what I'll have. It'll get rid of some of the boxy nature of the camper and give us a little more room. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for Sam's bunk, but at least we'll have the maximum space that we can get inside, and then we'll figure something out. So that's coming up. I told you about the gray tank. That'll be right below about here. So the shower pan can go directly into it. The sink drain can go over and into it. And I also think I've got a solution for our bathroom. I think I've decided on a material to finish this out. I have the pan. So, yeah, work cut out. But, and the exterior chassis part is a little more than I originally intended. But it'll be done. And we can have it we can get it painted, and we won't have to mess with it again. My goal after this phase is to never have to take the camper off again, unless there's a major maintenance issue. But then we'll be done. That's the goal here. So by spring, I want to just be done with the building process. The paint, I don't know. We'll see about that. The exterior paint job. But once all this is done in here, I will then finish the interior trim, paint everything, and have it all ready to go. Inside, last thing we'll do will be the floor, which I said I think we're going to do bamboo in here, and so that'll be the last thing done on the interior, but we've got some other surprises up our sleeve. We have a pretty cool electronics item I got for Christmas that we're going to try to integrate into here. We'll see how that goes. I haven't decided how that's going to go yet, but I did run an HDMI cable from under here all the way to underneath where the TV is, so that's just a hint of what we might be doing there. So anyway, we've got some things coming, and everything is in the works. It's a multi-prong attack, but hopefully everything will come together at the end, and we'll get everything done in time for, hopefully for Moab in March, but definitely by the expo in May down in Flagstaff, which we'd like to go again. So that's the goal. Whew, so much work to do. Until next time.